What's up, leaders? Super excited to join you tonight. Sorry about the technical difficulties. YouTube changed some things up in the way they do live streams. So we are here. We're live here on social media, and I'm super excited to share this value with you guys and to help you. That's what this is all about. So as you join in, let us know where you're coming in from. Super excited to be a part of this community and ready to share some value with you. Again, sorry for the technical difficulties, but let's share some value. Okay, so as you come in, comment where you're coming from. I love hearing where you guys are from, kind of what you're doing, and let's get rolling. Okay, let's get rolling. So I had some slides I was going to share, but that's okay because I feel like I'm more passionate when I'm just on camera. So I am excited to go over this. What we're talking about today is how to maximize your development. Part of the Next Your Limits message is that you can start right now in developing yourself and your abilities and catapulting your career. Okay, so we're going to talk about changing your tomorrow starting today. And I know that might be a crazy thing to think about, but it's something that if you start your development right now, you're going to see the success sooner, and you're going to be able to move yourself ahead by head and shoulders. You'll be a clear candidate for those successful opportunities, for those growth opportunities, and being able to accomplish the most in your career. Okay, and so that's what we're going to talk about today, is changing your tomorrow starting today, and how you need to invest in yourself, how you have to be able to take a look and grow internally as a person, as a leader, and as a person that can do your best to fulfill whatever value you want to bring to the world. Okay, you've got to be able to invest in yourself. And why that's so important is because if you're not investing in yourself, you're not growing. Okay, if you're not investing in yourself, you're not growing. And so if you look at that as a perspective of you being in school, say you're a student, maybe you're in high school, maybe you're in college, if you're not investing in yourself, you're not growing. So yes, there's a side of that where you're pursuing your education. I'm a huge fan of education. I have high levels of expectation for myself in the amount of education that I'm pursuing for me and the amount of education that I want to accomplish. But there's another side to that. There's the other education that will help you grow and know how to use the tools and the knowledge that you gain in the classroom. So that's what we're talking about right now, okay? That's what we're talking about in regards to investment, is starting now. Because the skill that will come from the classroom can come later. Maybe you want to be a lawyer. That's going to come in law school, right? That might take some time for you to get to that point. So instead of worrying about that knowledge that'll come in the classroom then, why don't you look at the leadership side, or the social skills, the communication, the organization, those tools that will help you know how to use the knowledge in the workplace. And so that's the type of investment you need to make. And I promise you, you have time. It's not that you can't, it's that you won't, that you choose to not pursue that type of development right now for yourself. Okay, so I want to get jumping into this, and remember, success loves speed. Okay, I say that all the time, but it's so true. The sooner you start with your development, the sooner you're going to see results, the sooner you're going to have those opportunities presented to you, and the sooner you're going to be able to feel that fulfillment of fulfilling your values, of living your values, living a lifestyle according to your terms. Okay, so remember, action takers get what they want. So I love seeing you guys here. I see a lot of hearts coming here on Instagram. We've got some viewers here on Facebook. I am so excited for you because you took action to show up. Many of you tried to jump onto the live session through registering. I'm sorry, again, we ran into some technical difficulties, but you took action, and action takers get what they want. And so that's a huge vote of confidence for you. Take that as a huge vote of confidence, because if you take action, you're going to get results. The ones that don't take action, they won't see results. There's no way that the followers on Instagram on the Next Your Limits page didn't know about this opportunity. There's no way. I sent hundreds of direct messages. I posted on my story all the time, posts on Instagram. There's no way that they didn't know. But they didn't take action. So they're not going to see the results. But you will. You will. Okay, so taking that action, sorry, I just got to fix this phone here. You have to take that action, okay, because then you'll get what you want. So the path that is most worth it is never easy. So some of you might have had to make some sacrifices to be here tonight. And if you did, heck yeah, like I'm super pumped for you, because again, you're taking action. But the path that's most worth it is never easy. But if you took a path that was always easy, you would never grow. Okay, you would never grow. And that is not going to benefit you in the long term. It might benefit you in the moment where you get to go out with your friends and go to McDonald's or whatever, but it's not going to benefit you in the long term. And so remember that. Remember that the path that is worth it is never easy. Okay, so why talk about this? Why talk about this with students? Why do I target? I get asked this. Why, as a leadership influencer, as a speaker, why do I want to go and talk to high school students and college students that are trying to get through that challenging time of their lives? Okay, why is because the sooner you do, the sooner you're going to see results. And so many don't take advantage of their time in school. They don't. Like, yes, they go to class. Yes, they move out of their home and they go to college and that kind of thing, which is a great advancement for many. But so much of that time is underutilized, okay, because they're waiting for later to learn or to develop. They're saying, oh, I want to be, a doctor, but I can't really think about how good of a doctor I'll be until I get into medical school. Like, I'm not really going to worry about that. I'll worry about that when I get in medical school. Or, I'll wait until I graduate. When I graduate with my degree, that's when I'll worry about being good at that profession, because I'll know it by then. Okay, and that's such underutilized time. And so if you take time to understand that and to work on yourself as a leader, that's how you're going to grow. That's how you're going to see that development. So then when you do that, get that education piece later, you are already so much further ahead that just puts you leaps and bounds ahead even more. And that's why I talk to student leaders, because the students of today are going to be the leaders of tomorrow. Okay, the President of the United States, years and years down the road, is going to high school right now. So why not invest in them? Why not invest in our leaders? And I know that this mentality is different. I know that the leadership side and just like really investing in yourself while you're in school, while you're going to class and all of that kind of stuff is new. And it's okay. It's not your fault. No one told you to. You aren't taught to. The school system doesn't teach us to really try to develop as leaders. Now we're starting to catch up with that. We've seen a lot of great teachers in the news, some of the good news that's left here today. But we've seen some of the good news where teachers are doing more to help students develop as people. Okay, and that's an amazing thing, and we need more of that. So that's what the Nix Your Limits cause is. That's what the Nix Your Limits message is all about. And so don't worry about that. You can start now. Okay, it doesn't matter what point you're at. You can start right now. And so don't leave that time behind underutilized, because then you're just leaving behind all those results that could come sooner. And so I want you to know that incredible leaders have catapulted their careers because of how they've invested in themselves while they're in school, while they're in high school, while they're in college. They really invest in themselves, and then boom, as soon as they see an opportunity, they're ready for it, instead of having to wait until they graduate from high school or until they graduate from college. Instead of having to wait until that point, they're already ready. And so then they're able to pursue those opportunities and make them happen. And how amazing is that? Think about that. Think about before you finish college, being able to get that amazing job, being able to get into that amazing grad school that no one ever thought you would be able to. Okay, all of that can happen. But on the other side of things, there are plenty of students out there that don't invest in themselves and have essentially wasted their time. A lot of them don't even invest themselves in the level of getting a quality education. Okay, and so there's a full scheme of that, a full realm of different aspects and levels of commitment. And where are you? Where are you? But my promise is that as you really invest in yourself and take time for that, man, you're going to see so many more results. It's going to be incredible, and we can't even guess what it's going to be, all of these opportunities, because they're just going to come, and it's going to be things that you never even thought before, but you have to make sure you're going to be ready for it. And so you can dominate all year long. That's another part about students and why I want to talk with students right now, and that's why we're doing this live session right now, is because summer is coming, right? The spring semester is ending. Some of us are already out of school. Some of us are still, finishing up. But the point is that students will automatically go to off-season mode, where it's like, great, I can go settle into my minimum wage job and just cruise all summer and just have some fun and forget everything that I learned this last year, okay? I understand that. I understand that mentality. School can be hard. There's a lot of time commitments and that kind of thing, and so you look forward to summer and taking a break. But the champions don't let their off season be wasted time. The champions start preparing, and then they're ready to perform when school comes back, when school's back in session. Okay, a lot of you might be pursuing student leader positions next year. A lot of you might be having those opportunities, whether it's in leadership or with clubs, or maybe it's your FBLA organization or anything like that. But if you're not preparing yourself over the summer, someone else is. And they're going to advance further than you. They're going to be able to advance and take care of those opportunities while you get left behind because you're not ready. Because you're not ready for those opportunities. And so you can dominate all year long. Okay, you can, I promise you. So who am I? Like, who am I? If you're new to the Nix Your Limits community, just want to do a quick introduction of me. So again, my name is Scott Matthey, and first and foremost, I'm a huge Disney fan. Okay, so I love telling people about that because I love Disneyland. I love the history of Disneyland, the magic. It's real no matter how old you are. But I'm also a dad. I'm a father. I'm a husband, and I am passionate about leadership and leadership development. And you know, I started out as a student leader. I was what's called a resident assistant in college, and I quickly saw that this opportunity for leadership was giving me growth, was giving me the skills that I needed to be able to succeed. And those skills it didn't matter what career field I was going to go into, but the organization, the communication, the conflict mediation that I was learning, I knew was going to help me no matter what career field. And so I really started to invest in myself. So 6 months, so I was a resident assistant for the fall semester, and then I jumped in as a higher student leadership position called a resident director in the spring semester, and then I graduated, and that summer a full-time position, so I graduated with my associate's degree. That summer a full-time position opened at the junior college that I was a student at, and I was ready. I felt ready that I could pursue this opportunity even though I didn't have a bachelor's degree. I applied and I got the job, okay, because of all of that development. I know it was because of all of that development, the passion that I had to learn, and the willingness I was to grow and to develop and to continue to learn as I jumped into this new opportunity. And, you know, this might be a little known thing, but like the higher education world is very like staunchy about you have to have your education before you can get a job there. And so I got looked down a lot when I first started, like, oh, like, yeah, Scott got hired, but you know, he doesn't have his bachelor's degree. So like it was almost like they were assuming like we don't know how much he can do because he only went to school for 2 years instead of 4, you know, that kind of mentality. And I just refused to accept that. I continued to perform. I continued to say, you know what, like, don't limit me because of my age. Don't limit me because of the amount of education I have, because I have a lot of experience through the leadership side of thought and thinking and preparing and then taking action with so many students, with so many leaders that watch my results. Okay, watch my results. And that was kind of my thing that I kept saying to myself is watch my results. And I was able to make that happen. So now I'm turning around and I'm trying to give that same mentality, give that opportunity, give that success to so many other students, to every student that I can reach. And so now I travel the country, I get to speak. I also work full-time still in higher education. I've moved on since that junior college to another university, and now instead of working with housing and their student leaders, I work with the student government. And it's just an incredible opportunity to give back to student leaders, to help them learn and identify what their strengths are and help and focus on their strengths so that that can help them become a better professional and better prepared for their career. And so now that they can catapult their career and jump into whatever field it is that they're pursuing. And so that's what I'm doing. And that's why you're here. So here's what I want to go over with you. Okay, I want to go over 4 keys to Nix Your Limits this summer. I want to go over the 4 aspects of the Nix Your Limits mentality, which is a little acronym I call RISE, okay, R-I-S-E. So first is to recognize. You have to recognize the greatness you can achieve and what kind of work is going to be required to get there. You have to involve the right people and resources to help you get there and help you get there quicker. Your circle of influence is one of the most influential aspects of your life. And by circle of influence, I mean the people that you are hanging around, the people you're working with, and the opportunities that you're pursuing that are giving you exposure to different resources. Okay, that's huge. We're going to talk about strategizing and looking at what skills you can start to develop now and what skills you need to wait to develop until later. like, you know, the law school kind of stuff and that kind of thing. So we're going to look at that and how to reverse engineer that ultimate lifestyle you want to live. We're going to talk about execution because that is what it all comes down to. That's what matters. You have to be willing to execute. You have to be willing to take action. I can, you know, give inspirational quotes. We could do some inspirational YouTube video or anything like that. But if you don't take action, the time was wasted. The time was wasted. You have to translate your motivation into action. And so that's what we're going to end with so that you can feel committed. And so I hope that you are ready to take action because that's what matters. Like I said at the beginning, action takers get what they want. And I want you to get what you want, but you have to take action. You have to take the action. And so if you're ready, show some love. Give me some hearts here on Instagram. Comment, because I am excited to get into this with you. So to jump in for our first point, so to recognize the greatness that is with you. And wait, let me back up. Okay, I'm not perfect, and I'm going to kind of stumble and go back a few times, but here's what I want to see. I want you to ask questions. This is the whole reason I'm doing a live session instead of just producing an awesome YouTube video. I want you to ask questions because the content needs to be applied to you. And so if you have a question of like, how am I supposed to apply that to me? Then comment. Let's do it. Let me know so that I can stop and I can address that so that you can feel the confidence in knowing how to take action. Okay? So that you can take action. All right. So let's jump into it. So first is to recognize. Okay, to recognize. There's a couple of phrases that I like to use. You'll hear me use kind of these phrases all the time, but they help me remember and take action. Okay, so there is no shortage of success. That's the first one. There is no shortage of success. So if you hear about my story and you say, wow, like Scott's done incredible things, like I hope to do a lot more, but just because I've accomplished something doesn't mean you can't. Or just because there's somebody on social media that you follow that looks like they have a perfect life does not mean that you can't. And you have to understand that there is no shortage of success. Just because you started older, or you came from a small town, or you came from a poor family, or whatever, there is no shortage of success. You can achieve amazing, incredible things. And you have to know that. You have to. You have to feel that and internalize that. And then you need to look, once you understand that, like I can do anything, I can go anywhere, well now you got to start looking at where do you want to go. Okay, you have to be clear about where you're going. And you have to understand that that doesn't mean a job title. That doesn't always mean a job title. So I know students get asked this a lot because I remember it happened to me. What do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to do with your life? What's your major? And we get peppered with these specific questions. And people expect really specific answers from us, right? We'll say a major and then they'll follow it up with, boom, what job is that? What does that mean? What do you want to do? And if you were like me, you didn't really know. You didn't have a job title specifically to just shoot out to people and say, well, I wanted to be this. Like maybe we went with something and said like, oh, like I'll just call it, you know, I want to be a teacher. I want to be an accountant. Like, but I didn't feel inside me that that's for sure what job I wanted to have. Okay, if you're like me, then we get peppered with those questions all the time, and it's like, I just want to do some good in the world. I want to help leaders grow. Okay, I had like a vision, but I didn't have a job title attached to that. Maybe you are someone that has a job title just ready to go because that's what you're really passionate about. That is 100% okay. That's great. I wish I had that type of clarity in what I wanted to do, and so pursue that and be confident in that. Okay, so there's two sides to that, but you can be confident if you have a job title that you already know that you want because you're passionate about the value that it gives to the world, go for it. Okay, go for it. But if you don't understand maybe what that job title is quite yet, that's okay. That's okay, but just focus on the value that you hope to add in the world. Focus on the value that you know that that job or that position is going to provide to the world. That's how it's going to help you be able to focus and recognize on that greatness that you can truly achieve. Okay, so where do you want to end up? That's the question that I want you to think about. Where do you want to end up? Think 10 years from now. What is that ultimate lifestyle? Okay, nix your limits. Nothing can hold you back. Think big. Think bigger. Where do you want to end up? 10 years from now, what does your life look like? Where do you live? What do you do for work? How much do you work? Do you have, like, are you interested in having a family at that point? Do you want to have kids, married? What does it look like? Okay, that's totally up to you. There's no right or wrong answer for that. But you need to picture it. You need to visualize what it looks like and feel it and see what it's going to take to be there. Visualize that lifestyle that you want. Okay, visualize that and think big. And consider that. Look at all aspects of your life, everything that's important. If you're a family person, think about that. If you just want to be someone that kind of has that lifestyle of being able to travel, think about that. That's an amazing opportunity too. And so you think about that 10 years out, and then you start working backwards. Okay, and this is that reverse engineer process that I was talking about. If you want to be there 10 years from now, what do you have to be at? Where do you have to be at 9 years from now? Where do you have to be at 8 years from now? 7, 6, 5, 4, all the way down to today. What's something that you can do today to make that 10-year vision come true? Okay? What degrees need to be achieved? What jobs do you need to have to lead up to that job 10 years from now? Think about those steps, kind of list that out, and that kind of creates a little bit of a game plan for you to be able to use as a path, as a map, to succeed in accomplishing that ultimate lifestyle. Okay, and kind of the way that I look at this is you chase macro, but you live in micro. And what I mean by that, so the macro is like the big, so the big lifetime vision. I have a very clear vision of where I want to be in 10 years, and I have a list of goals. I call them my 10x goals because I want to just be as big as I can. And I look at this list all the time. I've written down in a planner that I take everywhere with me, and so I get to see it all the time. And I look at it, I think about it, I chase it, I visualize it. It makes me hungry, it makes me work, but I have to focus on today. What can I do today to make that happen tomorrow? That's what you can't forget. A lot of us have big dreams. A lot of us say, you know what, I'm going to have a beach house, I'm going to have 4 houses, and like all of this. And it's like, okay, well, what are you doing today to make that happen? What are you doing today to get yourself closer to making that happen 10 years from now? That's what's important, because that's what you can control. But if you don't think about today, then you just get lost in that circle of, oh, I'll just wait until this. I'll wait until I graduate. I'll wait until I get that first job. I'll wait. And then it never happens. Okay? So chase macro, but work in micro. Break things down or you're just going to wander. Okay? You got to break things down so you know how today is contributing to tomorrow. Or you just kind of end up wandering and then you're not able to maximize that time. You're just kind of coasting like most average people do. Okay? Something to think about. Okay, so you also have to recognize that the people that you surround yourself with are going to impact your ability to either achieve that goal or come closer to it or to be moved away from it. Okay, that's up to you. The people you surround yourself with are going to impact you for good or for worse. And so what opportunities are there? Well, we're going to talk a little bit more about that later. But you have to be committed. There's a difference between being committed and being interested. Think about in terms of like health. Like all of us say like, oh, I want to be healthy. I want to be healthy. I want to have, the 6-pack. Or I want to be healthy. But so many people, we hear that they don't actually do it. They don't do anything about it. They don't take action. They don't go work out. They don't eat healthy. And so to me, that says that they're just interested. They're just interested in being healthy. Those that are committed take action. Those that are committed are the ones that you see working out every day or going out on their run or eating healthy, saying no to the cheeseburger and saying yes to the salad. They're actually taking action. Okay? They're taking action. So you have to figure that out within yourself if you're going to be committed or if you're just going to be interested. And being committed is what's going to help you navigate the negativity. Because something you have to recognize is that when you start making moves, when you start making sacrifices for your development, for your future, maybe making tough decisions like dad and grandpa and great-grandpa have always been mechanics, and so they expect me to be a mechanic. But you know what? I really want to be a doctor. And you start making those choices, and they start holding that against you. And there's a lot of negativity there. Okay? Action attracts negativity. And so overcoming that is knowing and being 100% clear that that is what you want to do and you're committed to it. And it holds you to your values. It holds you to what you truly want to accomplish. And you chase it. Again, living in like chasing macro and working in micro. Have that vision so clear in your head that no one can tell you you can't. Okay, again, for a personal experience for me, like I said, I have huge goals for myself. Huge. I have a very clear vision of where I want to end up. It involves a beach house, annual passes to Disneyland, and a lot of other things about just having an ultimate lifestyle. A little bit more background about me. I'm from a tiny little town, a little farm town. Less than 2,000 people were there when I grew up. And that is not a common goal for people that grew up in that little town. Okay, that's not. It's not a common goal. It's not a common lifestyle that people pursue. And I hear a lot about it. I do. I hear a lot about it. That people, not necessarily in a really negative way, but just kind of a passive, like, oh, like Scott, he's thinking about the beach house that he's gonna have, that kind of thing. Like you hear, like it's not necessarily malicious, but it's still negativity. And I really saw that when I was pursuing the grad school where I wanted to get my master's degree. I only applied to one school, the University of Southern California. And I only applied to that school because it was the only school I could find that had that specific degree that I wanted, that I knew was going to help me achieve that 10-year vision. And I applied there. It was a big school. I didn't know anybody that had ever gone to USC. And I mean, for sure, no one in my little town had ever gone to USC. And so I applied. And as people kind of found out and like were talking to me about it, like, oh, why do you want to go to USC? Why don't you just go to, BYU here in Utah? Or why don't you go to University of Utah? Like, why don't you go into one of these Utah schools? Why don't you just? That word just is pretty synonymous with settle, right? You settle. And I just continued to refuse because I knew that going to USC was going to bring me closer to that 10-year vision. The University of Utah was not. BYU was not. Those other schools that people told me to go to, it was not going to bring me closer to my ultimate vision, to my goals. And so I had to say no. And that also meant separating myself from a lot of those people. Okay, that also meant separating myself from a lot of those people. And that includes family. Even if family was questioning me, I just wouldn't talk to them about it. I wouldn't, because I didn't want their negativity, because I was trying to accomplish my thing. And so I see your question, Kung Fu Manda Panda. How do you deal with the daily adversities to make sure you can maximize your time in that day? And that's part of it, is you excuse yourself from the adversity. You navigate that negativity by removing it from you. And if that means walking away from those people, so be it. If that means studying in a different place, so be it. If that means sitting in a different part of the classroom, so be it. Okay, you got to make those choices to separate that negativity from you, because your circle of influence is going to influence you more than anything else. And it'll be amazing what a change of scenery, what a change of atmosphere will do for you. Okay, and so this goes for anyone. If you want to see, a big change in your entire school year, join a student leadership organization. Join student government. Go be a part of a committee. Go find something that you can be involved with ambitious student leaders, and you'll see a big difference in the way you push yourself to be better. Okay, in the way that you push yourself to be better. I promise you that. I promise. And so action attracts negativity, but you have to be ready to navigate that. One, you have to expect it, because it's going to come. Okay, it's going to come. But next, you have to separate yourself and move away from it, and be selective about who you spend the most time around, and be selective about the people that you choose to share your goals and visions with. Okay, that can be a big part of it. Is if you know somebody's going to be negative, don't go into all the details of what your ultimate lifestyle is like, because you know that negativity is going to affect you until you can move past that. There are still some people that I don't 100% share all of my goals and passions with, because I know they're going to have a lot of negativity to counteract it. And I don't want that, because I want to pursue this dream lifestyle that I have. And so you got to take action. You got to separate yourself in that aspect. So that's a great question. Again, if you have questions of how to apply this content to you and to your life, ask. Okay, comment below. And I love seeing the hearts and that kind of stuff. So if you like what I'm saying, go ahead and share the love. So let's move on to the next one. What's up, Austin? I see you joined. Next is to involve. Okay, you have to, and we've already been talking about this, but to involve the right people to help you achieve that ultimate lifestyle. So to move away, kind of a different perspective of this. First thing that I want you to do in regards to involve is think about that ultimate job you want, or that value that you want to add, and write down a list of what I call game changers. People that have achieved amazing things and you really look up to them for it. That doesn't necessarily mean if you really want to be a doctor, they don't all have to be doctors. But find 5 people you really admire in regards to the success that they've seen and the way that they've done it. Okay, maybe it's somebody that just runs their business really, really well. Maybe it's somebody who's a really, really, really good mom because that's a high priority for you. Maybe it's somebody that is just always very friendly and has great relationships with the people around them. Maybe it's like that. Okay, who knows? But make a list of 5 people that you know of. You don't have to know them personally, but you know of because they've achieved amazing things that you want to achieve one day. And look at their life and recognize, again, there is no shortage of success. Okay, remember we already talked about that. There's no shortage of success. And so you can look to these people not as, oh wow, look at the life they have, I wish my life could be like that. But instead, wow, look at the life they have, I can do that too. I can have success like that too. That's what that should communicate to you. Not that you can't, but that you can. Okay? And a big aspect of success is that time is more important than money. And people's experiences will give you more time. And so you're going to be able to learn from these people. You're going to be able to learn from their experiences. So many of these super successful people that are, that do it right, basically, they try to share. They try to share how they got there with everyone. They have great social media pages. Like, I would encourage you to follow somebody on social media that's achieved amazing things and is now sharing what they did to get there. And so you can listen and pay attention to that. And that's going to give you more time because, like I said, success loves speed. So the sooner you start working on it, the sooner you're going to see results. And that's a big part of being able to do that. I have some, I call them social influencers, people I follow on social media that share how they got there, that show motivation and encourage me to take action. And I know my life is different because I follow those people. Most of them I haven't met personally, but that's okay because I don't have to, because they still share that knowledge and that success. And so that's a big thing I encourage you to do. Okay, again, to circle back to the people you spend the most time around, you need to audit your circle of influence. The people you follow and spend time with will either speed up or slow down your success. Okay, and that's flat out the truth. Your friends are either going to help support you to get better grades or to do better as a person, or they're going to pull you back and say, oh, don't worry about that. You can wait until you graduate. Oh, don't worry about that because, man, like, you got time. We'll worry about that when we graduate. This is all about partying. High school is all about having fun. Okay? You need to audit your circle of influence. Who do you spend your time around? Who do you want to become? And surround yourself with people that are going to support you and help you become who you want to become. So that's why I encourage people to join clubs. And I see Austin joins a lot of clubs because you can handle it. That's great. Join clubs, join student leader organizations. Surround yourself with other ambitious people. Because if you don't, you'll be stuck with unambitious people, and that'll turn you into an unambitious person. It will. You are impacted by your environment like that. And so you got to surround yourself with the right people and be in the right places so that you have the right resources. Okay? And that means you'll have some tough conversations, or you'll have to make some tough decisions of separating yourself from some and jumping into other social circles. Maybe there's not even that opportunity and you don't even have that social circle that you know is going to boost you. You can't find it. So you have to do it on your own. Maybe you connect with people on social media so you don't have to be with them personally, but they can support you through social media. Okay, find the people that are going to make you grow, and if you can't, then just work on yourself. Separate yourself from all those negative people and just internalize and get to work, because then that's when you'll start to see the success, and then you'll start to find more of those people a little bit down the road that are going to help you grow and help you develop. So learn to network. Communication is the #1 skill that you can have in your entire life. Communication. It's all about communication. The way you communicate with other people, build relationships, that's how you get a job, right? Is the way you communicate in your job interview. That's how you get, if you want to be a salesman or a business owner, that's how you get customers, is to communicate. Communication is the #1 skill you can learn, and if you expect to increase your circle of influence, you got to learn to communicate. Or people that are highly ambitious and high achievers, they're not going to let you into their circle because they don't understand how you have those same priorities because you haven't communicated. So learn to communicate and build your circle. Okay, build your circle, join yourself with a group that will help you achieve that great expectation you have for yourself. Okay, next is to strategize. Okay, again, looking at that 10-year vision that I had you kind of think about and working your way backwards. Okay, look at that vision and look at those game changers that we thought about. Those people that have achieved amazing success and you really look up to them. Okay, why? Why are they so successful? And what habits or what skills do you know you need to get there, to that 10-year vision? Those skills can be kind of your to-do list of like what you need to develop, what you need to grow into so that you can achieve great success. And this is part of that reverse engineer process. So reverse engineer and look at those habits. I would say put communication on your list no matter what job you want. Okay, things like personal organization, time management, and personal accountability. Those are kind of things that you can start to focus on right now. Okay, right now. Whatever role you have, if you're a cashier, be the most accountable cashier you can. Be on top of it, be proactive, and be the best that you can right now. Because that will help you be the best store manager that you could ever be tomorrow. That will help you be the best law school student, or whatever. Whatever stage that you're at in life right now, maximize it. Be the best that you can. And that will help you get in that habit so that when you are a doctor or a mechanic or a teacher or whatever you want to be, then you'll be the best at that too. The best that you can be. And so look at some of those skills that, like I said, communication, organization, time management, being accountable. That's what you need to take a look at right now. That's what you need to start working on and making sure you're developing. Okay? Look at some of those achievements that you know you're going to need in the next 10 years. Maybe that's graduating with a bachelor's degree. Maybe that's a master's degree. Maybe you have to get a PhD. Depends on what level of education is required to fulfill the value that you want to add. So make a list. Understand what it's going to take to achieve that overall vision. Because if you don't, then sometimes you get caught by surprise. Sometimes you get frustrated because it hasn't happened yet, because you haven't recognized and understand the strategy of what it's going to take to get there. Okay? And so you got to connect today to your tomorrow. And that's part of this whole process. So you understand, well, I'll learn all the law school stuff when I get in law school. So right now I'm going to really work on my communication, because I'm going to need communication to be able to succeed as a lawyer. Okay? Or maybe it's I want to run my own business one day, so I'm really going to try and be organized with my classes. I'm going to treat all my classes like clients or that kind of thing. I'm going to be as organized as I can be so that I can be better at that later. Okay, connect today to your tomorrow, and that's going to help you be able to practice and develop and grow for that opportunity later. Okay, last of all, it's all about execution. Execute. You've got to do the work. You have to take action. If you don't, you fail. If you don't, you fail. If you come away from this live session right now and you don't do anything about it, you failed. Okay, you have to live in your dreams. Live in your dreams, okay? Like again, thinking macro, working in micro. Chase that ultimate lifestyle that you want. Don't let anybody tell you different. Don't let anyone talk you out of it or make you feel bad for it. Live in your dreams because you're executing and you're going to make it happen because you can. You can. And so again, remember, involve the right people and resources. Make those tough decisions. Make those sacrifices because it will pay off. It will pay off, I promise you. I promise you. Okay, you got to work on the right things. A lot of us hear about work smarter, not harder, right? Like we hear that a lot. And it's not about just working harder. It's not about just working smarter. It's about working right. It's about working on the right things at the right time. And you work on those really hard and really smart, but you're being smart about it. But you work on the right things at the right time so that you can be the right person and prepare for later. Okay, work on the right things. Let's see, Amanda has another question. What strategies do you have to combat moments where you're not feeling the vision? How do you overcome moments when you don't feel like putting in the effort? Awesome question. Awesome question. One of the things that I started doing when I really became committed to my 10-year vision of where I want to go, and I really kind of launched my speaking career and that kind of thing, Nix Your Limits in general, it was hard. And so what I did is I wrote down my 10X goals every single day. I wrote them down. And It's right here. So I've got this notebook that I write down my goals, and for I think it was 5 months, I wrote down my goals every single day, and I've got them still. I've got them right here, my 10x goals. Okay, and now I look at them. I have them memorized now. But even still, when I feel those moments of frustration or I'm just tired, I write down those goals. I write them down. I write them down again. I'll grab any paper that's close and I'll write them down. And for me, that helps me rekindle that fire, get back on the horse, get back to work, whatever it is that you can be thinking about. Okay, that's a part of it, is to write down those goals again. Okay, write them down again in the moment so that you can focus and think about those positive things that you want to achieve, and that can help push out the negative. Okay, another aspect of that, there's a two-part answer to this. One is to write down your goals right in that moment. If you feel frustrated or tired or whatever, write down those goals. The other part of that is a preventative thing. You have to remember to take time for yourself. You have to remember to schedule time in that's just for you. That's time for you to just kind of relax or decompress or relieve your stress, okay? Maybe that is going to work out. Maybe that's just sitting down to read a book. Maybe that's going on a walk. Whatever it might be, you have to make sure you're planning time for that. And so that might be what does it for you. To help clear your head is to remove yourself from the negativity. And then that will help you kind of refocus and just kind of let out the steam so that you can reconnect to that. It is okay to feel like that. It's okay to feel kind of discouraged. It's okay to feel a little bit frustrated at times. I do. I feel frustrated sometimes. I feel nervous about things. I feel maybe even getting a little bit of negativity in there. Like, I feel that just as much as anyone. But how do you push through? And I know that's what you're asking. And so my answer for me, how I do that, is I'll either write my goals down. I'll start writing down those 10x goals so I can remember what I want my ultimate life to look like, what it will look like. Or I go do one of those actions that help me regain my energy. So that might be work out, that might be read a book. And that's like a fun book, you know, like read a story book I can get into. Maybe that's take a walk. You have to try a bunch of different things to find out what works for you. Maybe it's spending time with people, right? That's a little bit of an introverted thing, like work out, read a book, things on your own. Maybe if you're a little bit more extroverted, then you need to go out and help people that way and like be around people, that kind of thing. But you gotta disrupt the line of thought. Okay, right now you're on a line of thought of just negative, like, oh, I can't do this. There's too much negativity. There's too much pressure. Whatever it is, you have to disrupt that by doing something different. That's what my best advice would be for you. And so that might be by writing down your goals. That might be going to work out. It could be something like that, but you have to disrupt that line of thought that will help you overcome that negativity and to be able to achieve that. Okay, great question. So I have, my last question for you is what now? What now? I've talked to you about recognizing the greatness you have inside you and recognizing the greatness you want to accomplish in life. I've talked to you about involving the right people. I've talked to you about the strategies and the skills that you need to start working on. And I've talked about how important it is to execute. So what do? Option one, figure it out. Okay, go take care of it. Go make it happen. Go execute. Okay, option number two is to join an elite network to help you get there quicker. To join a circle of other ambitious people that will help keep you accountable and motivate you to get there. And that's the biggest reason why I wanted to talk to everybody today and have this live session, is because one, to add value like this, but two, to present you with an opportunity. I am creating and starting and launching tonight what I'm calling the Nix Your Limits Leadership Academy. This academy is going to be a private network of high ambitious leaders like you and me that want to take their game to the next level, but maybe don't have enough of the know-how to make it happen. Okay, and like I said, your circle of influence is so important. So I'm going to create one. It doesn't matter where you're from or what stage you're in your high school or college pursuits, but you can be a part of this community. And this community is we're going to have a private Facebook group. We're going to have different live trainings. I'm going to go in and do a live training every single week. We're going to have a call every month with us where we can meet and talk to each other. and share kind of our wins, kind of our struggles, and be able to share our thoughts with each other, we're going to be able to share this opportunity with everyone. This is going to be the fastest way for you to catapult your development, is to join a circle of other highly ambitious leaders that are going to help you hold yourself accountable, help share thoughts, and just to help support you to achieve your goals. If there's nowhere else to turn, you can turn to this group. That's what the biggest thing is going to be about this. And so we're going to utilize a proven method to keep you focused on your dreams. I've mentored and worked with hundreds of student leaders, and I know what we're going to do in this academy is going to help you catapult your career, is going to help you achieve your dreams sooner. I promise you that. That's my commitment, okay? Again, to remind everybody, this Nix Your Limits message, I've shared this all over the country. There's been a lot of different states I've been able to go to and share this message, and now I'm ready to do it in a way that's not just at a conference, but you can have that conference experience 365 days a year within the Nix Your Limits Leadership Academy. So this is my personal invitation to you to help you avoid stress and frustration and to feel supported when you might not get it otherwise. Maybe your family isn't being super supportive, or you can't find that friend group that's going to help pursue and help you grow in the way that you need to. Okay? This is your personal invitation. We're going to have that elite network of leaders. We're going to have a monthly live leader call where all of you are going to be able to be face-to-face on our call and be able to share kind of your wins and losses and struggles, and you'll be able to jam out together. I'm going to give you so many training and resources. We're going to do online courses. We're going to have workbooks that you can print out. We're also going to look at a book together. We're going to read a book together and share our thoughts along the way. It's going to be an incredible opportunity. And here's the kicker. It is going to be absolutely free. This is the first round of the Nix Your Limits Leadership Academy, and I want to invite you to be a part of the first generation of Nix Your Limits leaders. And so watch my results. I want to as part of the Nix Your Limits Academy. So I love that, Anna. I love it. So you can apply at nylacademy.com. Okay, and the reason I say apply is that not everybody is going to get in. Only action takers, only those that are willing to take action and to grow and to develop are going to be the ones that are going to get in to the Nix Your Limits Academy. Not everybody is going to get in either, because we're going to keep it small. We have to keep it small so we can support each other. And so this academy is going to be my opportunity to share with you personally, way more intimate, way more detailed, way more personal with you, how to nix your limits and achieve that ultimate lifestyle that you want. And so that's my invitation. That's what I want to do with you, and I want you to go. I want you to go to the link, nixyourlimitsacademy.com, so nylacademy.com, and I need you to apply. And so Austin, I see you're taking off, but go check out the website. It's going to have all the details of what is going to happen within the academy, nylacademy.com. And so check it out either tonight or in the morning. Apply, and I really want to work with you. I do. This will be an opportunity where we can work together individually. I'm going to be super active in this Facebook group. Anytime you post a question or anything like that, I'm going to be there to comment. But the best part is that it won't be just me. It'll be other students doing things in the same situation you are, having similar struggles, and they'll be able to share their thoughts too. And you're going to be able to build a network that's going to help support you to achieve that greatness. So nylacademy.com. I'll post the link in my bio here on Instagram, but go check it out, nylacademy.com, and I want you to be a part of my network so I can learn from you and so that you can be able to catapult your career. I'm super pumped about this. Man, this has been like a 4-month project that I've been getting this ready because I want it to be maximum value for you. I want it to be the thing that you didn't even know you needed, but now that you have it, you just see success after success after success. We're going to be able to go through the summer, so if you're working or if you're not, if you're kind of taking a summer off, you're really going to be able to invest in yourself and see a lot of development. So when you get ready for school in the fall, man, you are going to blow people out of the water. You are going to blow people out, and the teachers are going to be amazed. The teachers are going to be blown away by your commitment and your readiness to take action, and you are going to see so many success. I'm so excited. So please apply. And if you know someone that is also ready to take action, invite them. Okay? Like I said, this isn't for everyone, so it might not be for a lot of your friends. But if you're ready to take action and you know someone who is too, invite them to apply. Okay, invite them to apply. Again, I'm super excited for this opportunity. And while I have a few more minutes, if you have any other questions, I'd love to jam out for a little bit. I've got time. We're coming up on the hour, and I know I said it was just gonna be an hour, but hey, if I want to stay a little bit longer, I will. So if you guys have questions, let me know. But otherwise, if you got to take off, because I know it's late, different parts of the country, please apply. Nix Your Limits, the Nix Your Limits Leadership Academy. It will be an experience you will not regret, and one that you will look back on as a beneficial moment of your life forever. Okay, so I look forward to joining you. And I see some comments. Austin had to take off. School in the morning, respect that. Anna, so proud of you, Scott. Hey, thank you. And I'll be proud of you if you decide to take action. Okay. Amanda, excited to apply. Good things are ahead in the student leader world. Absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, you're not necessarily getting these opportunities from the education system, because that's just not how it's been built, and that's not how it's choosing to improve at this time. And so we're going to do it for it. We're going to do it for the education world. We're going to take care of it, and we're going to build this network, and it's going to continue to grow. And like I said, my gift to you, because there's going to be opportunities like that later down the road where people are going to have to pay for opportunities like this. You won't. Okay, you won't, because you're here, you're ready to take action, and we're going to make this happen together. And so if there's not any questions, thank you so much for joining us. Facebook, Instagram, love you guys. Look forward to working with you. I look forward to reviewing everybody's applications and seeing who's ready to take action. And so I will see you next time, and hopefully soon for those that apply. And have a great night. All right. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.